A man in society is never enough. And I think now more than ever, a lot of men are experiencing that. A lot of men are seeing that in real time. And it's facts, bro. I know there's times in my life specifically where I've experienced this. I know there's been times where I would go to my job, go to work, put in these long hours, clock in, go around these toxic coworkers. They're spreading lies, they're spreading rumors, but you're still going, doing your job, and your supervisor's looking for any excuse. Your manager's trying to fire you. He's saying that you're not doing a good enough job, that you need to work harder, that you need to do better. So you try to put in the effort. You go harder at the job, and they still fire you. They still lay you off. They still treat you like another number. And you realize that, man, I'm never good enough for this corporation. You're never good enough for this job. You're never good enough for the people. Even though you're trying to fit in, you're trying to be there for your coworkers, you're trying to relate to them, and they don't care, bro. Nobody cares about you. They just want to use and abuse you. So then that's one aspect of it. You try to be a father. You try to do the right thing. You try to go, like I said, you go to work, you pay your bills, and you're realizing this job's not paying you enough. And then you come home, you try to be a father to your children. They're saying you spend too much time at work. They're saying that you actually not around them so much. You're not a good dad. And then that's just fathers that in their household. Now, we talk about fathers that are single fathers. They're trying to co-parent. You're never good enough for that because you go to these court systems. They're automatically going to give the child to the mom. So then you're fighting her. You're fighting the court system. You're fighting everybody. Literally, it feels like that. And it's like, man, I'm not enough for you. I try to be there for you. Now the court system saying that I have to see my children every other weekend. I have to fight just to even have rights to my child. So you feel like this is not right at all. And it's truth. It's just facts, bro. I know men can relate to this. I know men are experiencing this because it's being talked about more and more. And I know that there's a lot of men that get into relationships and they realize that you're with her, but she's always comparing you to others. She's always looking at hypergamy. She's always experiencing that. So, hypergamy is she's basically looking to date up. She's looking to basically swing to the next monkey branch. Somebody is better than you. Somebody that has more money than you. Somebody that has a better mindset than you. Somebody that's flexing, quote unquote. So you feel like you go out into this world, you're comparing yourself to others, which a lot of men are doing that. They're judging themselves based on how other people are. And if you do that, you're going to realize you're not enough because there's always somebody that makes more money. There's always somebody that's more handsome. There's always somebody that's in better shape than you. There's always somebody that's stronger than you, tougher than you, more masculine than you. So if you get caught up in this, you're going to realize you're not enough, bro. And it's facts. And then you can't even be masculine. You can't express yourself because then you're not a man. So all these work hand in hand, bro. And you'll quickly see that you're not enough. Society, they don't care about us as men. You're not enough as a man. No matter what you do, you're not enough. And I think that's why it's important for us to have a solid foundation in God, because that's what we must lean on when we realize that we're not enough, because this will fill that empty space. It'll fill that void for us. And you'll see it. How many men do you know specifically that are crying, that are complaining, that are saying they want to give up, they want to quit, they want to self-delete? We have our community here. Men are saying this. Men are speaking out about this. Men are saying what's happening. And if we stay in these negative thoughts continually, we'll vibrate that energy, we'll vibrate that frequency. And the world knows this, especially as men. We know we're not enough, but we have to come back to God, bro. We have to let God, we have to give our pain, our suffering, and we have to give it up to God, because at some point, it's just going to be too much for you to carry. That cross is too much for you to carry, and you need something outside of yourself to come in and give you the strength that you need, the courage that you need, because this world will break you down one minute at a time. Like I said, with everything that's happening right now, specifically with men not being able to date women because they're looking for the six-figure earner, the guy that's 6 feet tall, the guy that's really handsome. And these women know that. They know that most men can continue to give them attention. They'll continue to give them validation. And as a man, you won't get that. You'll seek that, but you won't receive it because you're not enough most of the time. You're not exactly where you need to be. And it takes a strong-willed man, a disciplined man, a man that can fight through all these negative thoughts that I'm not enough, that I'm discouraged, that I'm down, that I'm depressed, that I feel hopeless, because that's where most men live on that aspect, bro. It's truth. It's just facts. When I go out and I talk to men and I give them the knowledge, I'm seeing how their mindset is. And a lot of men's mindsets are not to where they need to be because they're comparing themselves. Social media makes it to where you're scrolling, searching that dopamine hit, and seeing that guy has 50,000 followers, he has 100K subscribers, and his views are getting viewed, or he has women that are hitting him up. He's talking about his stories with women, and that's making you feel some type of way, which is why a lot of our brothers get jealous, why a lot of our brothers get envious, and they'll hate on you, bro. They'll hate on you, they'll hate on you, they'll hate on you, all because they know they're not living up to their full potential, and they feel like they're not enough. And I think that's why I speak about these videos, just to let us know that we can be greater than what we are right now. We can be something that we're truly happy when we look in the mirror. We can try to embrace positive thoughts. We can motivate ourselves. We can inspire ourselves, and we can have a brotherhood and a community to where we're letting each other know that you're not alone. If you feel like you're not enough, if you feel like you're a loser, if you feel like you're depressed, you're down, and nobody cares about you, this whole world is out to get you. You think that sometimes because you're like, man, I have no support, I have no friends, I have no family that wants to help me out, I have no woman, and I'm going a job that I hate, and this world is just not giving me anything at all in return for the amount of energy that I'm putting out into this world. And you feel like that. And that's why I think as men, it is facts. We can't operate on our feelings a lot of times. We have to just do what needs to be done. But that's why a lot of us want to give up, because you know that's the cold hard reality. You can't express your feelings like a woman, and you can't verbalize how you feel because most people ain't going to care. Most people don't really want to help you out. So we're caught in this weird, it's like we're trying to juggle that aspect. We're trying to balance it out, and most men can't have the balance because most men don't know how to talk about how they feel to another man, or they can't even express themselves at all. They don't have no brotherhood. They don't have no community to where they can bounce ideas off of, or they just keep it all inside because they've been told that's not what real men do. Real men just suck it up and deal with it, period, don't complain. But then deep down, they're like, man, I'm not enough. Deep down, it's eating away at their spirit because that energy has to be expressed one way or another. And you see it. That's why so many men, they'll keep everything that they're suffering from, all their battles, they'll keep it inside, and then they'll run to that drug. They'll run to become an alcoholic. And you'll see it, bro. I've seen it personally. And I think we need to continue to explore different ways to talk about masculinity in not what's being popularized. A lot of these videos and topics that are being talked about say that you just have masculine men don't talk about it. Masculine men just deal with it. And that's not the truth, bro. A lot of these masculine men go through so many difficult problems, and they're comparing themselves to they're because it's a spiritual battle. They're being attacked by Satan just like we're being attacked by Satan. Now they might not communicate it. They might just deal with it, and deep down, well, they're alone. They're battling just like me and you, bro. But sometimes they have a community. They have one brother or a little small group of community to where they can just bounce off. They have their circle to where they're bouncing off each other and just feeding off each other's energy. And that's why I think, men, we need that, bro. Because women a lot of times can't relate to us. Now I have women in my community. I have women that surround me and they try to tell me their opinion, but they don't really truly relate to our experiences. And that's okay. Women can give you nurturing aspect. They can give you love. They can be there for you. But like I said, sometimes you're like, I'm not even enough for you right now, because in the back of my mind, you might be judging me. So you didn't want to be vulnerable around her. And it's just difficult because you think, man, I'm with this girl. But in the back of my mind, does she truly love me? Because I don't think you truly understand. A lot of men deal with a lot of insecurities, bro. A lot of men are super insecure. It takes a lot of self-work, self-improvement, and healing to get to a point to where you're cool and comfortable with yourself. And it takes God. And that's why I said we have to lay that foundation, because if you're not feeling like you're enough, if you're feeling depressed, if you're dealing with doubt, if you're dealing with fear, and you're truly sad, God has to come in. God has to step up and give you the strength and the courage and make you feel peace, make you feel joy. And I ask you right now, bro, turn your heart back to God. Join our brotherhood, join our community, walk with some light, and try to feel some love out in this world, because the moment you start comparing yourself, you'll see you're not enough, bro. You'll never be enough for who you truly want to be. And that's why I think you have to just keep going. Keep going, bro. You know, sometimes you want to quit. I know, I get it. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes you just don't want to be on this earth no more. And this world is not easy for us as men. But that's why I joined and started this community. Men are needed. Men are powerful. Men can belong. Men will fit in when we popularize these topics, when we express how we feel in a healthy way, or even in a non-healthy way. Sometimes, you know, whatever, just express how you feel. Even if you yelling or screaming, that's okay, bro, because sometimes you just gotta let that energy out. Sometimes you gotta just speak your mind and say what needs to be said, whether or not it's gonna hurt people or whatever, because you need to just free yourself, express yourself, say what you feel, say what it is, bro. You know what I mean? And speak on it. And if people don't like you because of that, it is what it is, but at least you can be comfortable with the man that you are. And that's facts, bro. So I ask you guys to look yourself in the mirror and say, what do I need to do right now to be better? How can I improve? How can I just try to get 1% better in this moment? And go after it, bro. Do it now. Don't wait. Thanks for watching this video. Peace.